In a lush, magical forest where silence reigned supreme, the only sound that broke the tranquility was the croak of an old frog. Night after night, his raspy voice echoed through the marsh, much to the irritation of the other animals. They endured it in silence, too afraid to confront him, for the frog was known for his cunning ways. One night, everything changed. A new sound filled the air, a melody so pure, so enchanting, that it stopped the wind in its tracks and stilled the rustling leaves. The animals gathered in awe, their eyes searching for the source. Perched on a willow tree was a shy young nightingale, singing to herself, blissfully unaware of the spell she had cast over her audience. The next morning, the frog approached her with a sly smile. "What a voice you have," he croaked. "But raw talent needs refinement. With my guidance, you could become a legend." The nightingale, humble and eager to improve, agreed. She had no idea the frog's intentions were far from noble. Under his so-called mentorship, the nightingale became the talk of the forest. Crowds gathered every evening to hear her sing, and the frog, ever the opportunist, began charging a fee for entry. Though the nightingale was thrilled by her newfound fame, the rigorous training and constant performances began to take a toll. Her voice, once free and effortless, started to falter, but the frog dismissed her concerns. "This is the price of greatness," he said. "You must work harder. The audience expects nothing less." The nightingale, desperate to please, pushed herself beyond her limits. Her enchanting songs began to lose their magic, replaced by a strained, sorrowful tune. One evening, an elderly owl visited her after a performance. "Your voice carries beauty," the owl said gently, "but also pain. Be wary of those who exploit your gift." The nightingale, too afraid to question the frog, brushed off the warning. Weeks passed, and the frog grew greedier. He organized grander events, demanding the nightingale perform even during storms and cold nights. Her health deteriorated, and her voice grew weaker. One fateful evening, as she struggled to sing, her voice cracked, and she collapsed mid-performance. The audience, disappointed, dispersed without a word. The frog, seeing her as no longer useful, left her behind without a second glance. Alone and heartbroken, the nightingale remembered the owl's words. She realized she had been singing not for herself, but for the approval of others. Determined to reclaim her voice, she began singing again. Not for an audience, but for the pure joy of it. Her songs, though softer now, carried a raw, emotional power that resonated with the forest. The animals, drawn to her heartfelt melodies, found themselves inspired. The forest, once silent, became a symphony of unique voices, each creature contributing its song. The frog, meanwhile, tried to reclaim his fame by croaking louder than ever. But the animals, now attuned to the nightingale's authenticity, found his noise unbearable. He became a mockery, croaking alone in his marsh. The nightingale, perched once again on her willow tree, sang freely, her voice a testament to resilience and self-discovery. One day, the owl returned. "Your song did not just enchant the forest," the owl said. "It awakened it. The truest melodies come from the heart, unshackled by fear or greed." As the nightingale sang, her voice carried across the forest, weaving its way into every corner. The once silent woods now thrummed with life and harmony, and somewhere, deep in the marsh, the frog sat alone, his greed leaving him with nothing but an empty croak. The forest thrived, filled with melodies that spoke of freedom and authenticity, all thanks to the nightingale's song. A song that broke the silence and awakened the world.